If you miss one paycheck and your entire life falls apart, you're not middle class. You're broke with better branding. I'm Donald, and I'm about to show you why everything you think you know about being middle class is a lie designed to keep you in debt for the rest of your life. Your neighbor with the brand new F-150 in the driveway, he doesn't own it. The bank does. He's making $847 payments for the next 84 months on a truck that loses $500 in value every single month. He's not wealthy. He's trapped. And chances are, so are you. According to Experian, the average American household is carrying over $104,000 in debt. Not yacht debt, not private school debt, regular debt. And here's what nobody tells you. That debt is the only thing holding up what we call the middle class. Let me show you something that'll make your blood run cold. Take credit cards. Right now, the average American is carrying $6,500 in credit card debt at 24% interest. If they make minimum payments, that $6,500 takes 22 years to pay off and costs $8,400 in interest. Think about that. $15,000 total for purchases that are long gone, groceries that became trash, gas that got burned, impulse buys gathering dust in a closet. But here's where it gets worse. That's just credit cards. Stack on the car payment. The average new car loan in 2025 is $48,000 at 8% interest for 7 years. That's $730 a month, $8,760 a year just to drive to a job that barely covers your bills. And that car loses 20% of its value the second you drive it off the lot. You're paying $48,000 for something worth $30,000 in 3 years. Now add rent. In many major cities, households are spending 50% or more of their income on rent alone. 50% gone before they buy food, before they put gas in that depreciating car, before they make that credit card payment. The old rule was housing shouldn't exceed 30% of income. That rule stopped working decades ago. Do the math right now. Car payment, credit cards, rent, insurance, student loans. What percentage of your income is already spoken for before you even think about saving? For most Americans, it's 70 to 80%. That's not middle class. That's survival mode with a better credit score. And if you think I'm exaggerating, here's the number that should terrify you. 41% of Gen Z can't cover a $2,000 emergency without going further into debt. Not won't cover it, can't cover it. One car repair, one hospital visit, one anything unexpected, and they're drowning. And it's not because they're irresponsible. It's because the system is designed to keep them one paycheck away from disaster. But it wasn't always this way. In 1955, a factory worker could buy a house on a single income. The median home price was twice the median household income. Today, it's 7 times income in most cities. That same factory worker could support a family of 4, own a car, take a vacation, and still save money. One income, one job, actual security. What changed? This is the origin of the problem. In 1958, Bank of America mailed 60,000 credit cards to random houses in Fresno, California. No application, no background check, no request. Just, here's $300 in credit, use it. That was one of the pivotal moments when everything changed. Within a decade, America went from a cash-based economy where you saved up for what you wanted to a credit-based economy where you could have anything right now and worry about payment later. And as wages stopped keeping up with the cost of living in the 1970s, debt became the bridge. Paychecks weren't rising, but Americans had gotten used to a certain lifestyle, so debt quietly filled the gap between what people earned and what they spent. Banks started marketing debt as freedom. Remember those commercials? Life takes Visa. What's in your wallet? They sold you the idea that credit was power, that carrying a balance was smart, that debt was just a tool. But here's what they didn't tell you. In 1978, a Supreme Court case deregulated interest rates. Suddenly, banks could charge whatever they wanted. In 1989, the FICO score was created, and your entire financial identity got reduced to a single number between 300 and 850. That number now determines whether you can rent an apartment, get a job, qualify for a loan. Your credit score became your ticket to the middle class. And here's the trap. Building that score requires taking on debt and making payments. The system literally rewards you for borrowing money. You can't win the game without playing, and playing means owing. Let me show you how insane this has gotten. Buy now, pay later services like Klarna and Affirm let you finance a $40 pair of jeans over 4 installments. For many households, subscription services are draining $200 to $300 a month for things they barely use. Even your morning coffee can go on a payment plan. Debt has been gamified, repackaged, and made so convenient that people don't even realize they're going into debt anymore. It just feels like normal spending. Credit card debt among young people jumped 40% recently. You know why? Financial avoidance. People are so stressed about money that they stop looking at their accounts. They ignore the problem because facing it feels overwhelming. The debt just grows in the dark while they pretend it's not there. And here's the part that should make you furious. For every person getting crushed by debt, someone else is profiting. A $5,000 credit card balance at 24% interest paid at minimums generates $8,400 in pure profit for the bank. Banks earn interest. Credit card companies collect fees. Wall Street packages your debt and sells it as investments to hedge funds. Your mortgage, your car loan, your student debt, they're all financial products being traded for profit. The incentive structure is clear. The longer you owe, the more they make. And you know what the craziest part is? Our economy is structurally dependent on people staying in debt. If everyone paid off their credit cards tomorrow, if everyone stopped financing cars and houses, the system as it's currently built wouldn't survive. Consumer spending drives 70% of GDP, and the vast majority of that spending is credit financed. For most people, the middle class no longer functions the way it used to. It functions because debt creates the appearance of stability. We already saw what happens when the machine breaks. In 2008, banks kept lending money to people who couldn't afford houses. Subprime mortgages, no documentation loans, adjustable rates that exploded. Everyone was making money until people started defaulting. Then the housing market crashed and took the entire economy with it. Millions lost their homes. Retirement accounts evaporated. Unemployment spiked. And the banks that caused it, they got bailed out while regular people lost everything. Right now, you're likely paying 24 to 29% interest on your credit cards. The Federal Reserve raised rates to fight inflation, and banks passed those increases straight to consumers. Your debt got more expensive overnight while your paycheck stayed the same. But banks are posting record profits because high interest rates mean they're making more money off outstanding balances than ever before. Here's the truth that's hard to accept. If you're living paycheck to paycheck with debt you can't pay off, you're not middle class in the traditional sense. You're working class with access to credit. For many Americans, the middle class as it once existed stopped functioning decades ago. What replaced it is a system that lets you look successful while quietly extracting wealth from your paycheck every single month. But here's the thing, you don't have to keep playing this game. Debt isn't a tool, it's a trap. Every dollar you owe is a claim someone else has on your future income. And the freedom everyone talks about wanting, you can't finance it. You can only build it by owing nothing. When you don't have debt, you have options. You can walk away from a job that's destroying you. You can take a risk on work you actually care about. You can move cities, start over, make a change without wondering how you'll make next month's payments. That's real power. Not the fake power of a high credit limit, the actual power of not needing credit at all. The system profits from keeping people in debt, but you can choose differently. You can build actual wealth instead of the appearance of wealth. The middle class as we knew it has become an illusion designed to keep people borrowing. The question is, are you going to keep believing it, or are you going to do something about it? The first step is simple. List every debt you have, every interest rate, and every minimum payment, and see how much of your future income is already claimed.